Hello and welcome to our first bridging activity for maths, and this lesson is called Happy Numbers. Objectives for today are to recall the meaning of square numbers, hopefully you will have done those already, apply your understanding of square numbers to investigate a problem, and to use your reasoning skills to find a quicker method or a more efficient solution to solve a problem. So here is your starter. You will see the questions on the screen. Have a go at those either in your book or on a whiteboard, and then look at question E and use your answers from A to D to see if you recognise a pattern. There's also the keywords question, what is a square number? So before we go through the answers, let's make sure we understand what a square number is. A square number is a number multiplied by itself. For example, 1 squared means 1 times 1, which equals 1. 2 squared means 2 times 2, which equals 4. 3 squared means 3 times 3, which equals 9. And the reason why they're called square numbers is when you look at the area created by each of those, it makes a square, as you can see on the image there. For further help with this, there is a poster at the end of this presentation that you can look at and possibly even print to help you with your square numbers. Okay, let's go through the answers. So part A, 1 squared plus 2 squared. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. So 1 add 4 is 5. Next one, 4 add 9 is 13. 9 add 16, 25. 16 add 25 is 41. Now, is there a pattern within the answers? Well, let's have a look. 5 to 13, you add 8. 13 to 25, you add 12. 25 to 41, you add 16. So 5 squared plus 6 squared must be add 20. So the answer would be 61. So what are these square numbers? As you can see here, it's when you take a number and you multiply it by itself. Could you think what the next 3 terms would be in this pattern? Okay, so here is our main investigation for today, Happy Numbers investigation. So we're going to be using our investigation skills to explore this problem that's all about happy and unhappy numbers. It will involve squaring numbers, adding them, and then repeating the process. Let's have a look at an example. So is 23 a happy number? Well, let's apply the process of squaring the digits and adding them together. So 23 is made up of 2 and 3. So if I do 2 squared plus 3 squared, I would get 4 plus 9, which equals 13. Now we're going to repeat that process. We're going to square the digits and add them together. So 13 is made up of 1 and 3. So I'm going to do 1 squared plus 3 squared. That's 1, add 9, which equals 10. I'm going to do the same process. Square the digits, add together. So 1 squared plus 0 squared would be 1, add 0 equals 1. This means that 23 is a happy number, as a happy number is a number that always ends up at 1 eventually. Let's have a look at an example of an unhappy number. We'll start with the number 4. So I'm going to apply the same process. I'm going to do 4 squared equals 16. 16 is made up of 1 and 6, so 1 squared plus 6 squared is 1 add 36 equals 37. I'm going to repeat that process. So 3 squared plus 7 squared would equal 58. 5 squared plus 8 squared would equal 89. 8 squared plus 9 squared would equal 145. 1 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared would equal 42. 4 squared plus 2 squared would equal 20. And 2 squared plus 0 squared would equal 4. Now you might notice something with that answer and the number that we started. Can you see we have created a loop? This means the number 4 will never be a happy number because it will just keep looping round and will not get to 1. That means it's unhappy. So here's your investigation. You are going to investigate the numbers 1 to 100 and complete the table you're given. You're trying to find all the happy and unhappy numbers between 1 to 100. Now, this lesson is all about finding efficient methods. So if you find a shortcut to speed up the process, then take it. Try not to do the exact same thing every single time. Look for those shortcuts. And a reminder of the method: you square the digits, you add them together. You square the digits of your new number, you add them together. You keep going until you get 1 or start a loop. Okay, here are the answers. So what did you find out? The answers in red are your happy numbers. Did you discover any shortcuts while you were doing this? And do you notice a pattern within the answers? If I draw a line diagonally across the square there, can you see that the red numbers are symmetrical with each other? Why is this the case, do you think? So now that you've done that challenge, there's some further challenges if you have time. So this challenge is where you draw a diagram to show the path that happy numbers take to get to 1, a bit like a flowchart. But you can only write each happy number once. Here's an example. Both 91 and 19 connect to 82, because 91 would be 9 squared plus 1 squared, which is 81 plus 1 equals 82, and 19 would be 1 squared plus 9 squared, which is 1 plus 81, which also equals 82. Are you able to connect all of the happy numbers together by only writing each happy number once? There's an even bigger challenge to do this, but with the unhappy numbers. But I'll give you a warning, there is a lot and it will take you a long time. But it's there if you want to have a go. Here are the answers to the happy numbers. How many did you find? Have a look carefully. Did you manage to connect up any of these numbers to the other happy numbers? And if you managed to do it, here is the answer to the even bigger challenge of connecting up the unhappy numbers. Again, have a look to see how well you did. So let's go back to our objectives and think, have we achieved them today? First of all, have we recalled the meaning of square numbers? Have we been able to apply our understanding of square numbers to investigate a problem? And have we used our reasoning skills to find shortcuts or more efficient solutions to the problem? So here are some questions to reflect on today's lesson, and you can use these as part of your reflection in your Bridging Units booklet. So how did you use your understanding of square numbers within this problem? Did you discover any shortcuts? How did these help to solve the problem? What patterns did you notice, and what was the reason for this? Use these questions to help in recording in your Bridging Activities reflection booklet.